You might have heard the slogan, Puerto Rico is not for sale, and it usually comes from people who have a concern that the island is being exploited for profit. And there are 3 stories happening right now that are once again fueling that concern, because in these 3 cases, there are some people who believe that either the natural resources or the indigenous heritage of Puerto Rico are at risk. The first one is in the town of Guanica, where more than 120 acres of protected land are up for sale. They're being sold for $15 million, and even though the land is privately owned, there are restrictions as to what can happen on that land because it's part of a natural reserve. The advertisement selling the land says the zoning is in the process of changing, allowing for tourism development in what's now a forest. And then there's this indigenous site in the town of Utuado. Right now there's a bill that some people fear will put it at risk of being privatized. The bill itself talks about maximizing the potential of this place for the economic development of the region. And some indigenous people in Puerto Rico fear it would be treated more like an amusement park rather than a sacred site. And number 3 is the old Navy station in the town of Ceiba, where some people believe developers would be given free range at the expense of natural resources. There was a bill that would have exempted this area from some of the regulations meant to protect ecologically sensitive areas. The legislature voted against that bill today, but the plans to develop the region are still moving forward. I gave you a very brief overview of these 3 stories, but I'll go more in depth into each of them in separate videos.